Guys really do have feelings. They're just slower to reveal themselves, and they're buried in the very bottom of each one of the what we call waffle box compartments. And so when a guy brings up a subject to talk about, he actually thinks it's that subject you're going to talk about. But we women, we see the 5 or 6 other boxes or other topics surrounding that first box. Men and women, we relate differently.
Yes,
the way we
we do.
communicate is very different.
And we have noticed there's an assumption that most couples live with that's not exactly true. And that assumption is that all of our conversations are going to be good for both of us at the same time.
Right.
And the reason we hold that assumption is that's the way it was when we were dating. Everybody was operating at their best, and we were making sure that conversations were working. But in long-term relationships, it's more important to learn to take turns when it comes to communication. So guys, when it's your wife's turn to talk, first thing you want to do is turn off that fix-it mechanism you were born with. You know, as men, we're all fixers. So you do the same thing I do. When your wife comes to you and says, hey, we need to talk, you're like, come on, bring it on. Because we're going to size up the problem. We're going to figure out a solution. We're going to apply that male solution to the conversation, and we're going to be her hero for the day. And it's not really what she's looking for. And so guys, when it's her turn to talk, just turn off that fix-it mechanism, pack up your bags, and go on a journey with her. And let her take the conversation anywhere she wants it to go. And I get a lot of responses from men when I share this. The first one tends to be, Bill, you do not understand what you are asking. Because if I give my wife permission to talk like that, she will never stop talking. And guys, it's not true. She will finish.
Yes.
And you'll know she's done because she'll do something like... and she might even say something that sounds like...
You understand me like nobody else.
Which I know is not true, but I like this look right here, so I just go with it. And the second reaction we tend to get is, what is the point? You know, we started off talking about vacation, and somehow her mom got in the conversation, and her mom has a sister named Karen, and Karen's got a 17-year-old daughter, and we have a 17-year-old daughter, and she's got a good friend named Karen, who's not a real good influence, and the conversation just starts to spin, and we start to wonder, what is the point? Well, men, the point of the conversation is simply to help her finish. Because one of the primary ways that women build trust in relationships is they connect their life to the person they think is most important in their life. So if your wife's talking to you, she's connecting her life to you, building trust in the relationship so your relationship can thrive.
Right, help her finish, but not by saying, you know, give me the headlines, cut to the chase. What's the bottom line here? Yeah, not a good tactic, guys. Instead, just lean in and listen and let her take that conversation anywhere she wants it to go. She'll love you for it. And it's very different than the way guys process life. And so men like to stay in the box. We women often have more words per day than the average guy, so we can just basically out-talk them. And because of that, sometimes we sell our man short. So one example is there's this cartoon that I saw, and the girl said to her uncle, oh, everything you did just totally changed my life. And the uncle took out a business card and said, you can take this down to the gasoline store and they'll give you 10% off. And the wife saw the whole interaction. She's like, okay, our niece was pouring out her heart and you handed her a business card? Have you no feelings? And he said, I had feelings. I was afraid she was gonna hug me. I was scared it was gonna go on, and I was happy when it was over. I have feelings. Guys really do have feelings. They're just slower to reveal themselves, and they're buried in the very bottom of each one of the what we call waffle box compartments. And so when a guy brings up a subject to talk about, he actually thinks it's that subject you're going to talk about. But we women, we see the 5 or 6 other boxes or other topics surrounding that first box. And because men are problem solvers by nature, when they have one box open, it's one problem to solve. When they have 2 boxes open, 2 problems solved, 3 boxes open, 3 problems solved, and so on. And every male has a limit on how many boxes or how many issues he can have presenting at the same time. And if we get too many boxes going, girls, we're gonna know it, because he's either gonna fire up and become angry, or he's just gonna shut that conversation down and escape to like the garage to get away from us and all of our words. So the gift that we can give is the gift of staying in the box, especially his favorite box, and become a great listener.
This is why Romans 15:7 tells us to accept one another then, just as Christ accepted you, in order to bring praise to God. So when it comes to communication, take turns and accept one another.